I've spoken about numbness recently on my podcast, but I'd like to speak about it again from another facet. I am delighted to be walking the path, the golden path. I say this because I feel that we are always walking our path, but when we can consciously interact and co-create, then we get to apply the gold that we have mined from our experiences. That's what makes the path golden, the recognition that it can all be used and weave through, if we are willing to alchemize the lead and reveal the gold. This is transformational, energetic, and mindset work. This is the work of personal power and self-actualized leadership. We are self-actualizing all the time. And we don't have to amputate or hide parts of our history to see our tapestry as beautiful. We don't have to cover up struggle to see our story as worthy of sharing. And we don't have to be perfect to be proud of our path. We can see beauty, to encompass the duality, to experience it as multidimensional and all-inclusive. Then we can see our life's work as beautiful, no matter what is occurring. As my partner often says, when satisfied, they can't take this day away. Your perception of your life is yours, and you can't be alienated from that unless you believe it is true. I've learned so much from feeling so intensely and numbness, and what that means for my joy. I can remember feeling so intensely like I could burst, wondering if others felt this intensely, doubting that others around me did. I also recall being more worried or anxious about fearing fear. I sometimes froze at the anticipation of fear, anger, rage, and even disappointment. I had many workarounds. I can also recall feeling generally numb or even dissatisfied and frustrated because I knew the contrasting feeling that there was so much more to experience. At times I felt like I was behind the yellow wallpaper, so to speak. I can remember wanting to feel consistent happiness as a resting state, deep satisfaction as a base frequency, understanding that I would of course experience dips and fluctuations below neutrality or enjoyment on the emotional vibratory scale, but I wanted to know that I would be able to return to my natural, consistent state of enjoyment and satisfaction. This seemed like a wonderful and reasonable expectation of the human experience. With this realization came an unconscious expectation that anything below would be a miss. Hello, perfectionism. This, along with the various other patterns and beliefs I held, reinforced a loop where I wasn't able to recognize growth, and I wasn't able to feel it fully or celebrate it either. It also meant that my joy was numbed or sabotaged as well. Perfection is a moving target, and when we don't hold the macro perspective of it all being perfection already, we can feel stuck. Perfectionism is something that I still learn about. I experience it as procrastination, inactivity, risk aversion, stagnation, or freeze in the fight, flight, or freeze. Or even a dampening of desires that are just coming to awareness. Ultimately, I would experience going into autopilot to conserve energy. I would find myself in numbness for a season. Before I was aware of this pattern, I would expend my energy, take on and amplify others' energy around me, and mistake the energy as produced within me. I would chastise myself for not being where I thought I was going, or that I hadn't arrived yet. I was so externally focused and occupied that I really didn't have much time to spread out and feel into any type of unfolding consciously. I was either on guard or numb to the reminders that I wasn't where I wanted to be. All the while feeling the emotions anyway. I was compounding disappointment. This is something that I've been doing since I was young. Some gold I've come to mine from this is the acceptance of what is coming up. Feel it anyway. It's there anyway, whether I numb to it or not. So why not embrace it and accept it so that I may learn what is here to teach me? Remembering that bigger picture perspective while having a variety of emotional and energetic experiences allows for full spectrum living that doesn't detract from the validity of our perfect human existence. I've been working with human design, If you know what that is and are curious, follow that silvery thread. In human design, the concept of non-emotional in some ways parallels the concept of the empath in feeling the feelings of others and misidentifying with them. Realizing that energy can be exchanged with others and that we can unwittingly carry that energy for long after the interaction has helped me learn to realize what is not for me. However, I also resonate with the concept that our realities reflect back to us ourselves, our vibration, our frequency, and like energy. So on another level, all information presented to you, whether it's in a thought, an interaction, a prompt for the external, or something from a dream, is in your reality for you to respond to. You get to choose the perspective from which you view it and your response to it. I also believe that there are circumstances that we are meant to demonstrate our values and humanity for the sake of offering kindness or hope in a situation. Sometimes we forget that, and we see the displeasure or non-favorable stimulus as a hindrance rather than an opportunity to shine. When I've experienced challenge instead of opportunity, it has been partly because I was looking from the level of perspective of the occurrence as opposed to the grander meaning of purpose. When I hold both the bigger picture and the human reaction, I can maintain my present awareness. I can look for the gold or the opportunity, and I don't have to numb. I can find the joy in the ride and the beauty in my path. I share this in hopes that it offers some insight into your own experience with your path. I'm looking to help people self-actualize. I'm looking to lead leaders. I'm helping people become self-led. That's where I get my enjoyment. If you have any questions, want to chat, or would like to work with me, please reach out.